Welcome in, everyone. It's time for a special edition of the United Bank Playbook. I'm Tony Caridi, along with West Virginia Athletic Director Shane Lyons. We wanted to join you because a couple of pieces of significant information have come out here starting today regarding attendance for game number 1 of the season, plus a letter that you have sent out to the Mountaineer Athletic Club members and season ticket holders. So let's jump right in here. Shane, first off, everyone wanted to know first, were the Mountaineers going to be playing football? Since the last time we talked, answer yes. So far, so good. Next question, fans in the stands. You came out today with an announcement that at least for the first game of the season, Eastern Kentucky, there will not be spectators allowed. How did you get to that decision?
Well, it's a tough decision, Tony, and it didn't come lightly by any means, and we waited as long as we could wait. I think a lot of fans were asking the questions, why not make a decision? Why not make a decision? If the decision was last week, would unfortunately be the same answer it is today. We just couldn't get there. The concern is with everybody that's involved in helping make this decision is the possible spread of the virus. And bringing 15,000 fans into Morgantown from various parts of the country, and that's assuming we had the 25% capacity and the social distancing in the stadium. You're bringing individuals from, Baltimore, Washington area, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and bringing everybody in together. And we're still not sure, exactly the spread. We're not sure how, with the start of school, what that's going to look like with classes. So we ultimately had to make the decision, and unfortunately it was a hard decision, but we were not going to have fans at this game.
With that being as it is then, you don't play another home game until the first weekend of October. What will be the process to evaluate whether or not, because I know your ideal goal is to have fans in there for the Big 12 opener.
Right. Well, I think it's the same evaluation we have been using. Is the virus spread trending in the right direction? Is it trending down? What does that look like? What does it look like in the student body? What does it look like in Morgantown exactly? So all those things are taken into account and looked at, and it does give us that additional month. It will also give us some ability to look at other schools who are going to have fans and see what went right, see what went wrong, and we can learn from that. So the month in between there really helps us a lot in learning more about what we can do in Mountaineer Field in the future.
So provided that happens, that things are going well, you would have fans in for the remaining games.
That's our plan. Again, I think it's almost a game by game. I can't sit here and say, starting October 3rd, that we're going to have them all the way through the rest of the season. I do think it's a matter of, what this pandemic looks like, how the virus is spreading, and we look more or less at game by game and what we can do, and hopefully come October 3rd, we're permitted to have fans in the stands, and it goes off well, and we can continue the rest of the season.
Next topic, you sent a letter out today to season ticket holders, Mountaineer Athletic Club members, in regard to what happens now with season ticket holders, and in that letter you detail financially where you are. So everyone knew you're going to be at a loss. You knew you were going to be at a loss. Right. Can you walk us through as to right now where you stand financially?
Yeah, again, Tony, this pandemic has caused all kinds of problems, not only here at West Virginia, but across college sports in general. We always knew that the college football really meant a lot from a revenue source to the department, and obviously helps many other of the Olympic sports run. But looking at it, and with the reduced season ticket capacity, we really started out the year with a $5 million deficit. Then we sold about 7,000 tickets less than we thought we were going to project it to. So, that added another $7-8 million, so they were roughly at $12 million. And then with the loss of the Florida State game, the loss of the Maryland game, and just donations in general, we're probably right now in that $20 million range in losses based on projections where we normally would be. So, even though we're having football, it's reduced fan capacity as we're experiencing, throughout the season, or no fans right now with Eastern Kentucky. So, all that plays into the part of, the economics and revenue streams of the athletic department. And, it's a big department. All sports are continuing to operate. Some of them have reduced seasons as well, but, the financial crisis that college athletics across the board is facing is something that's real.
What are you asking fans to do as a result?
Well, there's different options that's being given out there, from the Mountaineer Athletic Club and our ticket office, about 3 different options that you can leave your money there, and it's a philanthropic gift. You can use some of that money to purchase single game tickets. Hopefully we get to that point in the future games, or you can ask for a refund. So those are the things that we're asking. And hopefully, we have, what I want to put us in, Tony, is a spot moving into the future. I understand that this isn't going to go away overnight. So what does next year look like? And I don't want to be behind the 8 ball still, come a year from now and looking at it. And how can we get in front of this from a financial perspective? I really believe, the future is bright for Mountaineer football. I believe in Coach Brown and what he can do for this team. This team is really fired up about playing this season. We're excited about that, and how do we keep that momentum moving forward? And a lot of that deals with resources, and so any help that we can get as a department and gifts to the department, that's going to help us in the future.
Yeah, so you would like fans, if they have the ability, to keep the money there and know that it's going toward cutting down what's going to be millions of dollars.
Right, absolutely.
More debt for you. You were a very strong advocate of a decision that came out this week regarding eligibility for this season. Everyone had the question, where will eligibility stand if players play this year and then seasons are cut short? You were able to push that through, that this coming year, eligibility-wise, just simply does not count. It's a free year, right? It's a free year. With that comes athletes, student athletes, staying an additional year. How much cost will that eventually be?
Looking at the numbers, and again, it depends how many student athletes in the fall sports decide to return, back. But, you're probably roughly looking, scholarship-wise, anywhere from $750,000 to $1 million. But, this decision had to be made not on basis of the economics. It had to be on the basis of what's right for the student athlete. That's why I was a big advocate and pushed the legislation through the NCAA Council, was because this was the right thing to do these athletes. There's so much uncertainty about what the season's going to look like, fans, no fans, what experience, and we talk all the time, within the department and under my leadership, it's about the student athlete experience. And regardless if it's football, volleyball, soccer, whatever sport we have this fall, it's not going to be the same. So therefore, we wanted to take that uncertainty out of the student athlete's mind to say, should I play, should I not play? Am I going to lose a season? Is this how I really want to use my last year of eligibility? So ultimately came to the point of saying, let's just not charge them with the season of eligibility, and that's what the council has recommended to the board of directors, which meets Friday.
It is very, very mercurial day to day how this thing changes. Where's your heart right now? How do you think things are going in regard to what's happening over at the stadium with positive testing? What's your feel?
From the testing standpoint, from our student athlete standpoint, I feel really good about that. Coach Brown talks about respecting the game, and respecting the game is do the right thing, and that's both on the field and off the field. And I think our athletes are doing that. So I'm excited. They seem to be fired up. We're headed in the right direction. So, we just keep our fingers crossed as school starts up here and we move forward. But as I said several months ago, I'm looking forward to a football season.
Shane, we appreciate the time.
Thank you. Let's go Mountaineers.
Mountaineer Athletic Director Shane Lyons, and thanks for being with us for a special edition of the United Bank Playbook.